What's up guys, BltzZ here today bringing you another video. In today's video I want to talk about how you can get instant limit breaks with almost every character. And yes, this is very usable on hard mode. In our last video we discussed this strategy a lot with Barret, but for this video we have a more viable and overall fun method to make that more efficient. You can very well use this on AERITH, TIFA, and Cloud for instant limit breaks, and while Barret can use this as well, he's not so instant because he requires you to self-destruct 2 times, which we will explain why that is the case in this video, so be sure to stay tuned and watch the whole thing. Final Fantasy VII Remake is the gift that keeps on giving. Every day there's almost something new that I learned, whether it's from my own gameplay or from you guys running into issues in the comments. This method was brought to my attention from a few of you guys because you could not replicate the success from the previous videos. So after I ran a few tests, I figured out why that is the case, and it turns out it actually makes a lot of sense. Shoutouts to happy accidents and overall turning them into new methods for a fun playstyle. I also want to welcome you new guys to the channel. We are constantly making Final Fantasy VII Remake related videos, as well as continuing to stream hard mode bosses and Last of Us 2. After we finish The Last of Us 2, we will be running Final Fantasy VII Original on the live stream, so make sure you don't miss that and stay tuned for updates on when that is. Be sure to like this video if you enjoyed and subscribe if you are new. Don't forget to join the membership today so you can have access to channel exclusive emojis and awesome perks we are constantly updating. Now with all that being said, let's get into the video. Starting off this video, we will be showcasing this build with Cloud, but I will also talk about the other characters and how to use this with them. This whole method revolves around having reprieve on your weapons. So for Cloud, the most viable ones to use this on is the Iron Blade and the Twin Stinger. You also want a decently high magic attack stat as well, so the Nail Bat is not a great option even though it does have reprieve. When it comes to the armor, it really doesn't matter, but you need something with at least 4 slots and 1 connected slot. The Fury Ring is super important to execute this method for all characters. This gives you a massive damage increase, but also lowers your defense dramatically as well. However, when it comes to Cloud, you actually don't need to run the Fury Ring, since he has Berserk as a buff from holding down square while in Punisher mode. While you're in Berserk, you can self-destruct before it runs out, and you deal and receive massive damage while building your limit break almost instantly. So you can actually have a variety of options of accessories to use on Cloud because of this. You can use the Ragnarok so you can get 2 back-to-back limit breaks with Cloud if you choose to, or you can use a transference module which gives you back limit break per ATB that you use. Also, you can go for magic damage increases if you choose to, but it's really up to you. I'd say go for the transference module so you can have Tifa or Barret use their limit break with the Ragnarok. When it comes to the materia, this is pretty much how you will want it set up on whichever character you choose to use this on. Enemy skill has to be linked to HP absorb, so self-destruct can heal us back whenever it hits enemies. We have ATB boost on to help us get to 2 bars whenever we need it, but this is not mandatory. You can actually switch this out with whatever you want. By the way, ATB boost doubles whatever your current ATB is. This means if you are at half of 1 ATB bar and you use ATB boost, you will now gain another half, putting you at 1 ATB. If you are at 1 ATB bar and you use this, you are now at 2 ATB bars. This does not increase how much ATB you gain passively. Remember, it only doubles what you are currently at. We need 2 magic ups to deal the most magic attack damage possible. The higher the magic attack stat increases the damage self-destruct does, which also increases how much limit break that we gain. So when a character like AERITH, since she already has a high magic attack stat, you will really only need 1 of these. ATB Stagger is really good because not only does it give you back ATB when you stagger an enemy, but you gain a ton of limit break back when you stagger an enemy while this is equipped. Lots of times your limit break will stagger enemies, and this will overall give you a lot back. Subversion Materia is super important to this build because it helps us survive self-destruct. This has a passive which allows you to resist instant death, which is a debuff given from self-destruct. So pairing this with a fully maxed out warding materia assures that you live the first time you self-destruct. We have first rank materia on to help us start off the battle with more ATB. We also have healing materia to provide backup heals if needed since our magic attack stat is so high. And finally, we have summon materia, which gives us magic attack stat increases. You may also notice we don't have HP up on. This is because the higher that your HP is, the smaller the amount of limit break you will gain off of this. So whoever is running this build, you need them to have at least 5,000 HP or less. This is perfect for Tifa or AERITH since their health pool is smaller. But for Barret, who is naturally a tank, this makes you have to use self-destruct 2 times on him to get a limit break. In order to use this method properly, it's best to use a weapon that has reprieve, and also a high magic attack stat. Reprieve normally does not survive instant death from self-destruct, however with Subversion Materia and Warding Materia maxed out, you will ignore instant death altogether and stay way above 1 HP. Many characters have this on their weapons. Tifa has reprieve on her Mithril Claws, AERITH has it on her Reinforced Staff and Silver Staff, Cloud has it on the Twin Stinger and Iron Blade, while Barret has it on EKG Cannon and Light Machine Gun. I named these weapons personally because they also have high magic attack stats, There are others as well for these characters, but without a high magic attack stat. In this clip right here, Cloud has the Ragnarok accessory on so he can limit break 2 times. In my opinion, this is not the best way to use this. It's almost always better to have the Ragnarok on another character and use 2 different limit breaks at the same time. But this is just for demonstrative purposes. So we start off with the limit break and we save up our 2 ATB bars. Ragnarok also has a hidden passive which regenerates limit breaks slowly over time and increases how much limit break you regain from being damaged or dealing damage. So when there are 2 enemies here, I hold square while in Punisher mode to activate Berserk on Cloud. Then I position myself near them and self-destruct to instantly get his limit break back and survive. This is a pretty cool setup, all thanks to the materia that we have chosen. This setup is most definitely game breaking, but I wanted to showcase to you guys how you can go even further beyond compared to the Kamikaze Barret build that we showcased last week. This can be used on any character as well. Like we said, you just need to make sure that you have the Fury Ring on them. But with Cloud, you can be flexible with his accessories, which is pretty cool. Sometimes if multiple enemies are nearby and get hit by the limit break while also getting staggered, you could pull off a 3rd limit break too. But that mostly can occur while using Barret since his limit break is AoE based. In this clip here, we have the same setup going with Cloud, but we have the Ragnarok on TIFA. Using 2 limit breaks from 2 separate characters piles on massive damage and almost instantly staggers enemies. Pro tip with Tifa, make sure to Star Shower before using her limit break so her limit break can deal ridiculous bonus damage. Star Shower powers up and buffs her next ability, which counts towards Dolphin Flurry. While one of your characters are in their limit break animations, be sure to switch to other characters and use their ATB to maximize how much DPS you are doing as a party. In this clip here, we have the same exact materia build on Tifa with her Mithril Claws and Fury Ring. Because her health is only 4,300, she has a much easier time gaining instant limit breaks than Cloud and Barret. Honestly, this is just overkill, but you can really style on enemies in this game. I'm really hoping Square decides to somehow implement co-op into VR for this game so that we can have live stream parties, where we switch teammates out each round and we can all play together. Because pulling off stuff like this in a boss attack mode with you guys would be absolutely ridiculous. I mean, just look at this. This setup is extremely versatile because it works against bosses, single target enemies, and most definitely multiple enemies. With Cloud now, we have the Transference module equipped, so when you get enough ATB, you want to activate Berserk mode and then go into self-destruct. Right here, it takes out 2 enemies and gives us a full limit break to use. Imagine when you regularly come across 5 or even 6 enemies nearby. You won't even lose any health, and you'll be proccing limit breaks non-stop. You legit can get your limit break in any encounter with this setup. We already have 1/3 of our limit break here, so any enemy we self-destruct on after applying Berserk will fill up the limit break bar fully. I want to live stream another playthrough on hard mode utilizing this strategy and see how many bosses we can cheese through with this setup. Also, be sure to always switch up the build to suit your playstyle and let me know in any way how you guys can improve on this by making it overall better. With AERITH in the party, this strategy can be executed almost instantly with her. Her limit breaks don't deal any damage, but if you're using Planet's Protection, this can make so many fights easily a breeze. Planet's Protection negates all physical damage, but you're still vulnerable to magic damage. This is extremely useful in countless fights, especially early on. So don't shy away from using this or trying it out on different characters to see who fits you best. If I had realized last week the true potential behind this strategy, I would have included this in the previous Barret video. And for that, I apologize to you all. But at least now we have an even better and more kick-ass way to use this strategy to basically cheese the game. Let me know in the comments below, how does this affect your overall team? Also, who do you plan to use this on, as well as who do you think this benefits the most? Like I said, this is extremely versatile, and the fact that you can build this the same way on any character is just outstanding. The only character this is different on is definitely Cloud. But the issue with Barret is that you need to self-destruct at least twice to get his limit break because his health is too damn high. But you can keep Ragnarok on Barret instead to deal massive AoE damage while using this self-destruct strategy on either Cloud, Tifa, or AERITH. I know I said this build can be built exactly the same for the other characters, but I just wanted to showcase you guys again what it should look like and what weapons you should have for those characters. On AERITH, because her magic stat is so high, you really have 3 options. From the default guard stick, to the silver staff, and the reinforced staff. I go with the reinforced staff for more damage, but ultimately you might not really need to run this build with her, so choose whatever you want. And slap that Ragnarok on her to get instant buffs against physical attacks. But if you decide to use this on her, this is what your setup should look like. It's really just the same as Cloud, except that Cloud does not need the Fury Ring since he can manually go into Berserk for 10 seconds. If you choose to have Cloud that flexible, be sure to remember to go into Berserk mode so you don't waste your ATB. When it comes to Tifa, we have the same exact deal with the Mithril Claws being the main weapon since it's so magic attack focused. But you could also use the Purple Pain, which has reprieve but lower magic attack stats. But it makes up for that with the massive crit bonuses that you gain from that weapon. The Fury Ring gives us so much extra damage you probably don't even need to have the second magic up materia on TIFA, but that's up to you guys to customize these builds to however you like them. TIFA, Cloud, and Barret can break the game as far as damage goes on enemies, and it's actually quite ridiculous while also being very fun to pull off. It's crazy how many builds there are in this game. We just keep finding more and more, and even the same builds that we know so much of, we are constantly learning new things about. Just always remember as TIFA to always Star Shower before you go into her limit break for ridiculous amounts of damage. She can hit 9999 3 times in that Dolphin Flurry, and possibly a 4th time in it as well. The crits from Purple Pain will definitely be maxing out that damage the most that it can. But don't sleep on the Mithril Claws either, because both weapons are great options for her. And that wraps it up for this video, guys. This build tops the one before it in the previous video, and I'm actually super happy about that. With this setup, we can get some seriously game-breaking stuff going, and this is just a taste of what's to come in Remake Part 2. Thank you all for the support in these past videos as well as the live streams. It's been absolutely a lot of fun playing games with you guys while also figuring out new builds and strategies to taking out these bosses. If you have not yet, be sure to drop by and check out our live streams whenever we are live on YouTube. We are currently going through all the bosses on hard mode to figure out the best strategies and different ways to beat them all. So drop by to hang out with the chat, and even better, join our community. Shoutouts to the following members. We got a bunch of new members that joined recently. Join us today on any tier and get a materia loyalty badge next to your name and access to exclusive channel emojis. I appreciate each and every single one of you guys, and the support has been phenomenal on the channel these past few weeks. Be sure to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed and subscribe if you're new. More Final Fantasy VII videos are coming your way and you won't want to miss that. My name is BltzZ, and thanks for watching.